Peace and blessings, family. I am ChiVital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. Tonight's live is a very special transmission. The entire day has been spent in meditation to bring forth this new lesson for you all and this conversation that is deeply needed. So, welcome back, everyone. And as you tune in, just let me know if you can hear me clearly. Can you see me clearly? Are we underwater? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Hmm. Welcome. I'm gonna do the roll call. What's up? What's up? F.A.Y. Welcome back. Welcome back, Jonah. Welcome back, Moonchild. Welcome back, Mercedes. Welcome back, Third. Welcome back, Evergreen 509 High Monk. Welcome back, Davy. Welcome back. Huh? Excuse me, Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is in the building. He's here for this message to the Dark Ones. Beware. Beware, beware. Let all of your friends know. All right. So I sat in some real deep silence, and it's time to bring forth the messages and the codes from that, and to give you tools and to deepen your understanding of what it is that is available to you at this time. Okay. Welcome back. What up, Tony Faye? What up, Cheryl? Good to see you here. While this message is very potent, I need you all to thumbs up this video to make sure that the transmission gets out to more and more people so they do not miss out on the opportunity to truly tap into the wealth that is available to them, the prosperity that is available to them, and the abundance. And all three of them speak to different aspects of life here on earth, um, that continue to just get missed. They get missed, and it's time for us to tap in. All right, the time is now, and the understanding needs to be had. Okay, so the first message, that is very personal and relevant to this moment is this, and this is where I want to begin with you all. If y'all ready for this, you ready? Y'all ready? Put one in the chat if y'all ready for this, because this might disturb some people, but we can't be bothered with what's going to disturb people so long as it's being spoken in the light of truth. Okay. In order for something good to happen, something bad has to happen. In this case, something bad has already happened. And so now we are in the ascended formation for every good that has been suppressed, repressed, and denied to come to the light of day via its manifestation here on earth. This is the message, and I will repeat it. I want you to write this message in your notebooks because it is very imperative for you to take a look at what's happening around you, through you, as you, with you. In order for something good to happen, something bad has to happen. Something bad has already happened. We are now in the ascended formation for every good that has been suppressed, repressed, and denied to come to the light of day via the manifestation of that goodness here on earth. It's a mouthful, but your first reflection on this message is to look around. What trauma have you already experienced? What limitation do you already know so well? What error, ERROR, what error has occurred that has brought forth the outcome that you did not desire? Focus on that. Where do you live? What is the status of your health? What is the strength and structure of your support system? What does your bank look like? Is it a bankroll or is it a donut hole? All right. What is the level of light shining through your being? What is the level of your attraction? What is your ability to maintain an optimistic viewpoint on life? What is your ability to sustain joy? What is your capacity for joy? What is your comfort level with wealth, cleanliness, space? And although it seems obvious that everyone wants to be in a state of luxury, a state of ease, plush, delicious, pristine beauty, how many of you can honestly say that if you take yourself to the environments that are only that, the prices are high, but the desserts are rich, the floors are marble, the tips are included, the rooms are 500 or more a night, the chairs are leather, the chandeliers are crystal? How many of you can go to these places and vibrationally feel at ease? Press 1 in the chat if you honestly can go into these spaces and feel all the way at ease, at home, and don't experience any anxiety. This is an honest conversation that will lead to a very powerful homework assignment. But the conversation needs to be had because there is mm, there's something that needs to be pulled out. And you're in the right place to have it pulled out. And you're in the right space to transmute it. I'm not going to promise you that it won't hurt. But I promise you that it'll feel better afterwards. Deal? Deal? How many of you are attached to your nest? Meaning the bed you sleep in, the floors you walk on, the shower stall that you clean yourself in. How many of you are so attached to it that even if you were in something better, you would yearn for your nest? Press 1 in the chat. So what we want to look at here, okay, is that there is a thing that has some people locked into or crystallized into realms that they are contradicting with the spiritual work that they are doing. And so they find themselves in this rote of trying to adjust and shift the realm that they live in or that is present and manifest. Their ascension beyond is locked in. So they can't actually let that part of the rocket go so the rocket can go. They got it still in the station, building up lots of momentum. Well, hello. Can you give me a little space, please? You feel me? And some of y'all overthink the process. Some of y'all overthink the process. All right. And it kind of brings us back to some of the basic House of Chi lessons where we go through a period of purging. And this is just one aspect of it. But I wanted to challenge your awareness of this because there's a difference between a level of comfort that has been created that is genuinely comfort. You have good sheets. You have a clean, spacious home. It's well lit. It has the kind of ambiance that feels good. It perpetuates the energy of abundance, of wealth, and well-being. Okay? But if it's not that, and you're still clinging to it, even when you have access to better, or you gain access to better, but you cannot sustain it, this message is for you. Release your attachment to suffering. Whatever suffering had to happen has already happened. Millions of times over. It has already happened. And the reason why you have awakened to wanting to do work that builds up your fearlessness is because you want to break the mold. You want to break out of the same creation. And now is the time. But understand that if you don't tap in to your God, which is through the fire of your words, you don't tap in to sharpening that skill, you will continue to face the struggles as opposed to lighting your sword on fire and cutting through and becoming more of what it is that you desire. There's going to be things that try to come through to distract, to block. But you just so happen to be in attune, in alignment, and attuned with a very powerful tool, the obsidian. I'm going to get into that. I say this, dear fearless ones. I say this to my beloveds. I say this to my light beams. All right? This transmission actually came from the realms of the obsidian. The obsidian comes from the depths of the earth where it becomes liquid fire. We know, yes, that obsidian is the cooling of lava, is volcanic rock. So its materials come from a place where it's very quick in its formation, okay? And so it works very quickly. It's not like some of the other stones that come out of the dirt that have to abstain like a whole bunch of pressure. It's the kind of stone that comes with the ability to go through the fire quickly and to cool, sustain, manifest, bring to material the knowledge and the wisdom. Is locked in quickly. That's why it's so smooth. Does that make sense? As a tool for you? It comes from hot lava. It survives that. It puts you through a period of transformation that feels like lava. You know the game? The floor is lava. You don't want to touch it because it's going to burn. But in this process, or in this instance, the power of this stone is so quick to reveal to you what needs to be removed, what needs to be purified, what's happening. And it gives you this gap of time to change things. Hiritawaku. We must use the power of our words to support our wealth, to support our prosperity, and to support our abundance. Our wealth speaks to, I'm going to speak on the harmonized and elevation of our financial security. Our prosperity is its ability to continue in momentum and growth. Our abundance is to have enough to take care of all the things and to share with everyone with ease. Okay? So it's one to have it and expand it so much so that you have enough for all the things you need and to share with others. The black obsidian doesn't spare fools. It's the truth. And some people, they shy away from it, right? They call it like this devilish thing, especially with the scrying. When you look into the black obsidian and you see the distortions that occur, those distortions are being pulled out. You don't just look in a regular mirror and see those things. And it's not there to scare you, it's there to empower you with the truth. Very quickly, because its properties are to draw out the blockages that are of negativity. People always want to associate the black things with the negativity, but it's in the blackness has the greatest light. We know that, right? So this reflection is important. But what is this of the words? The words are fire. The words are an extension and a creation of fire. If you go outside and you speak on a cold day, you're able to see how much fire is in a word, right? Because you see the breath, you see the steam coming from your mouth. So whether it's cold or not, that heat is still there. When we speak, we are in the element of fire. We think it's air, but the power of the words are fire. Fire on the air. Words provide the fire for the meal we desire to cook and eat. That's what we should be focused on. Words provide the fire that we will need to cook the meal that we desire. And how many times are you speaking words, creating a meal that you would prefer to throw in the garbage? The words are the essence of action. The words are the God codes. And we have access to them in order to change our lives and the outcomes. There's um there's a certain order of things that some traditions would prefer we don't jump into so quickly because they're so powerful. And if they're so powerful, are you going to be responsible enough to practice these things and actually be beneficial to yourself and others? I charge you with that. If you're going to be doing anything, any kind of work spiritually, are you going to be a benefit to yourself and others, or are you just part of the problem? Are you just part of the limitation? Are you just here to perpetuate the drought, the drain, and the dismay and unnecessary chaos? Unnecessary chaos does nothing for any of us, including chaos itself. Even chaos will run out of energy. Once water boils, it's no longer boiling. And once it's done that for long enough, it will no longer be. Okay, so we have to have some kind of order here. Words are like having access to lightning. And like, what is the practice that you have in wielding such power? What practice do you really have to support the lightning that comes out of your mouth? What practice do you have to support the fire that you breathe? Please tell me. Put in the chat what practice you have. I want to know. I want to know what training you have. Where's that? And who gave it to you? Are you practicing your forms every day? And keep it a buck. If the answer is no, if the answer is none, say that. Say that. Because, we having an honest conversation. I said there's a cosmic shift. Dark ones beware. These forms. I'm ready to give y'all these forms. These dark ones that want to hold their power and keep people scared and keep people outside of the realms of wealth and out of the upper class and have folks like living in the same little scary box. Nah, y'all going down. Y'all are going down. The highest power here is here now. Love. Love. And how can we get more of that? We need to sharpen our swords. And it is in the word. So it doesn't matter what monsters you talk about. It doesn't matter what whale you ride. It doesn't matter what dragon you fly. If we're not talking about love, we're talking about fear and being fearful. Not careful, but being fearful. And that's the biggest trick. That's the biggest trick. We come together because of love. We align ourselves and are loyal to a mission because of love. We work together and cooperate because of love. Challenge me. Am I right or am I wrong? Now, it might not sound too sexy for everybody, but it's beautiful. I like beautiful things. And y'all like beautiful things. Ain't no such thing as an ugly, nice car. Right? What's more beautiful than 7, 8 figures in a bank account? You trying to tell me that, I'm letting you know love is the power, love is the source, and the word is a guide code. So not a lot of y'all put it down that y'all have put it down that y'all have your practice in order to be masterful with these God codes. Just to throw in some deeper understanding, the Queen of Hell, why was she even like pardoned? Why would she feel some kind of compassion? for Inanna, like to be with her lover. Cause the rich gal, she the queen of hell, but she still loves love. You think she ain't throw a fit when her gal came down there and he wanted to leave? Cause it don't matter. It don't matter. Like even the dark forces, they want love too. And that is when we talk about the true essence of the first love that ever existed in creation, in the first earth. We talking about something that scares the living shit out of a lot of people because it's not just what you see in the movies. It's way more powerful than that. So beware, dark ones, because the truth is here. We tapping into something that y'all have tried to get us away from, and that's being in love with ourselves, real in love with ourselves, confidently so, courageously so, unconditionally so, honestly so, and with each other. We gonna do what? Y'all gonna do what? Y'all gonna put us in a separation and a limit? No, we moving towards the limitless, and it's happening, and I love it. I'm sure it's you know challenging, but in the midst of that, right? We really are seeing what happens when people are fearful, and when they're fearful, they do everything to try and survive because they're clinging. They're clinging to a fake world. So while they go and they are trying to purge the planet, and while there are energies that are pushing against powerful beings like yourselves that have a lot of y'all questioning if you even want to be here on this earth, I'm telling you, don't give up yet. Hold tight. If anywhere you need to get is some love right here, you're going to get it. You get meaning for yourselves, you get meaning for your mission here on this planet. You are loved. Do the work because we need more warriors who are fearless, fearless lovers of themselves in the collective. Fearless in the face of all the shenanigans, all the distractions, all of the BS, all of the fake stories, the fake news. Okay? That's what we need. So let me give y'all your homework assignment, starting with your materials. But this is in martial arts. This is the highest practice. The fuel of words, the fuel of the fire is the ether or the air. And I want to see that you all are taking this seriously. I'm doing this right now on here publicly. But if it's not received with respect and being honored, if you're not going to be in the dojo doing your practice, then you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it because you're not ready for it. You do deserve it, but you're not ready for it. Okay? So, first, I'm going to start with your materials. Okay? The materials are I suggest you get some earplugs and a clock with a ticking second hand. Okay? No, it doesn't need to be brand new, but it needs to work. So if you need a new battery for that clock, get it, you need to be able to see it clearly, sit in front of it. Earplugs and a clock. You will need a comfortable seat, preferably on the floor, and 15 minutes. It's really like two things you might have to go and purchase: earplugs and a clock that has a second hand. It goes, okay? For the assignment, and this assignment must be posted in HLC, the House of Chi. If you're not already in there, you need to inbox me on Facebook or text me at 202-810-1876. That's the only place besides Discord for the Slytherins where I will be checking homework. Okay? Your assignment is to take 15 minutes every day facing the north or the northeast direction. Okay? With your clock in front of you. For your first round, this is your pranayama meditation. You want to learn how to wield your sword? You want to learn how to empower your God codes? Better pay attention. Okay? For your first round of doing this exercise, I want you to start with the second hand at the 12 mark. And I want you to relax and take a slow inhalation. That means slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe in until you no longer can breathe in any more air. And look at how many seconds you took to do that. Then you're going to hold that breath for half of that amount of time. No more than 10 seconds. So if you decided to take a 15-second inhalation, you're not going to hold the breath more than 10 seconds. Clear? That's clear. After you hold, you're going to exhale slowly the same amount of seconds that you inhaled for. Okay? So if you breathe in for 10 seconds, not 10 seconds you counting in your head, 10 seconds on the clock, you're going to exhale for 10 seconds. After you exhale for the same amount of time, you're going to hold the breath for the same amount of time that you held it after you breathed in. This is your first round. This is like when you go to a personal trainer and they want to see your level of fitness. So they max you out on each exercise to give themselves, which is you in this case, to give themselves a point of reference of where to take you next. Does that make sense? This is the first round. I want you to write that down in your notebook so you can see for yourself. On the first day that I've begun my practice, my inhalation was 5 seconds, or my inhalation was 20 seconds. And then after a week of doing this, what your inhalation looks like, what your level of comfort looks like, and how smooth the breath is. So that's the first round. My suggestion, and please trust the suggestion, because that was just a point of reference for you. My suggestion is to begin with 5 up to 10 seconds of an inhalation as your practice. After you have done your first round of a breath, okay, you're going to write it down, what you were able to do without going and getting tense, okay? You go to the point in which you're like, that's it. No strain. There's no strain here. Strain is dangerous. Please. When I say this is the highest form of practice, it is. There are swamis and yogis that will be like, no way, I cannot believe you are giving these exercises to these people who are not master yogis and blah, blah, blah. I'm not making that up. I've sat with them. They told me it's crazy. And I said, yeah, well, my people, they need this. They need to get to that now, not later. True story. No exaggeration. Because who knows us better than anyone else? So that's just the mechanics of that. Okay? Let me make sure we straight. So press 1 in the chat if you understand the first round, which is your marker on where you're at currently. And then the suggestion of homework. I'm giving you two solid choices and anywhere in between that, but you have to follow this order. Here's the order. If you first doing this, start with 5 seconds in, 5 seconds holding, 5 seconds exhalation, and 5 seconds holding, and repeat. Repeat that for 15 minutes solid. Meanwhile, holding the Akash Mudra. So just the tip of the middle finger to the tip of the thumb, rested on your lap. I'll explain why, okay? Not this, okay? Not this, this. I have to look at my hands. This. Working the fire and the ether. And you're going to write down the benefits. The Akash Mudra. Akash or Akasha Mudra. Thumb finger tip to middle finger tip. Thank you. I see my wrenches doing her thing. 15 minutes. There's more details. This is very detailed. This is surgery. Don't play with me. I'm giving y'all enough parameters to get this done safely and effectively. So there's your mudra. You're not getting a mantra. You're getting breath, a mudra, and a time frame and a direction. These all matter. So please, if you gotta take your time, you gotta speed up the speed of the video so you can get to this part. Make sure you have it written down. Okay. For those of you who have some pranayama under your belt, and the 5-second inhalation is simply too easy, like you're not even feeling oxygenated, do 10 seconds. If you find some strain in the 10 seconds, then just bring it down to like 8. Okay? But here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you do 10 seconds on the inhalation, it looks like this: 10, 5, 10, 5. 10 seconds breathing in, 5 seconds holding, 10 seconds breathing out, 5 seconds holding. And you're not counting, you are using the clock, and start at 12. Okay, start at the 12 mark. And like any new form that you're learning, it's better to just follow the pattern that is given to you as opposed to trying to mess around with the chemistry of it. Okay? With the 2 forms that I've given you, the 5-5-5-5 or the 10-5-10-5, with the first one, you'll get 20 seconds per breath, which gives you 3 breaths in 1 minute. Okay? The second form gives you 2 breaths in 1 minute. They trying to trap me? They always get like that. Everybody who be here knows that when I get to giving y'all stuff that others don't want y'all to have, it gets weird, but we here, we ain't going nowhere. And my wrenches are in the building, putting it in writing. So make sure you Snapchat, you screenshot the chat section. Okay. The time frames, write this down. The time frames for your homework. Remember, it's only 15 minutes, so please don't play with me. The time frames are, you can either do it in the morning between the hours of 5 a.m. and 8 a.m., or you can do it in the middle of the day between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Okay? And this is your time, not Eastern Standard Time, your local time. So wherever you are on the planet, I know we got the Caribbean is activated. We got parts of Africa is activated. We got parts of India and other parts of the Asian continent activated. We got Europe activated. We got all of the United States activated. Do we have anybody here from South America? I know we got North America and the Caribbean. Do we have anybody here from South America? I don't know. But wherever you are on the planet, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Stay here with us. Okay? I know it's weird to be here. You star seeds, some of you. But stick around. Those are the time frames. This mudra, the Akash mudra, is to help you connect deeper to your intuition, to be able to discern more what your truth is, and to give you the space, harmonize the space that you need to be in the mind frame, to create stability around the truth that you are wanting to live in. It provides you with a greater discipline and patience to be able to slow time down, to be able to see and discern what is really true to you and what is not. After you do this meditation, you are going to feel very, very highly intuitive and connected. Okay? Connected to the self. And when you're connected to the self, you are going to be able to move in such a way where you feel like you have the space to be. This mudra and this pranayama is going to help those of you who feel like you are living in a space that does not fit the paradigm shift that you desire. It's going to help alleviate the stress and the pressure that you feel because you may be living in a space that doesn't agree with your belief systems. Those of you who have grown into having respiratory issues because there's like overbearing energy over you that does not allow you that breath, that ability to expand in your truth. This mudra is very healing for that and will stabilize you to be able to think clearly and remove the confusion. It's the confusion that causes people to lose their discipline. Because there's too many options, too many things going on, and you're fighting with what's true to you versus what you've learned, what is being put on you, what is expected of you. This 15 minutes a day would change your life. 15 minutes a day. Put your earplugs in. You don't want to hear nothing but the breath. And you're going to look at the ticking of the clock. The ticking of the clock, ticking of the clock. All right? Now, will you get irritated? Yes. You will be irritated. You know why? Because when you are controlling the breath this way and utilizing the power of the mudra, you will recognize what needs to get pulled out. And you'll own it. So your frustration is good because you'll be able to own it. You'll be able to own it. Now, in order to not be further frustrated, when you build up this level of intuition and connectivity, You need to listen. You need to listen to what directions you're receiving. If you don't, you will be irritated with things not turning out okay. Okay? 15 minutes a day, every single day for a week. And I want to see everyone check in once a day. Akasha, done. That's what you'll put. Akasha, done. Hashtag pranayama. Akasha, done. Hashtag pranayama. Now, if you want to document your progress publicly, that's beautiful. If you have any issues, contact me at 202-810-1876. If you need to have a video call to go through the breathing techniques because you keep on starting and messing up and you feel like you need some extra support, let me know. All those blunts code up to me. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. But now is not a time where you want to disrespect your lungs. Now is a time where you want to regenerate that power behind your word codes, your God codes. Because if you're going to be speaking incantations and you want to be able to tap in to the flow of how those incantations are supposed to be spoken and have them truly empowered, you want to have the fuel and the power behind the breath in the words. Okay? But yeah, you will feel irritated. You like, just 15 minutes. And if you are, I'd love for you to share. Other people would love to know that they're not the only one. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Post it in a group. Y'all got any questions? I'm checking the chat now before I sign off. Thank you, Tahuti Faye. Yes. Make a notebook entitled Pranayama. Make a notebook entitled Pranayama. Post your clocks and your earplugs so I know you ready to hit the floor running. Vera, you ask, what is reality at large? What is the self in context of that reality? What is the narrative or continuity, between the two? When you're speaking of the macro and the microcosms, you are cosmos within the greater cosmos. And what that reality is determined on your ability to manipulate that which is larger than you from within you. I hope that answers your question. That's the continuation. As above, so below. As without, so within. I am not the body, and the physical world is a hologram. You still living in a limitation. We are beyond that, and you should watch the Limitless videos to understand why in the hell are people even going into hell in the first place. And then with this breathing, you'll be able to discern whether you need to go to hell, or if you've already done the descent and are on the ascension. Because as far as the messages I've received, those of you who have gone in, you need to understand your assignment. Understand your assignment. Words meaning like affirmation. That was a question in the chat. Affirmations are powerful. Incantations are more powerful than them. Intentional use of sound codes that are outside of the cumbersome language that is still part of the separation is even more powerful. Because some people watching this have tapped into speaking galactic codes, but they still don't understand what they're saying. And it's still not all the way clear. But before we get there, we work through some of the ancient languages that are ignited and empowered through the trained breath. Tahuti Face talking about the bioluminescent lights of the beings that live in the darkness. They're their own light generators. But that's because light is not just sourced from the sun. Light comes from within. Light is a byproduct of action, reaction. Moonchild said, can't get enough of the trip to the underground. Even Venus returns every night. That's if you feel empowered and you feel energized, going down into the depths. What is your assignment? You know, because I had this conversation with my son the other night. I think yesterday, actually. Because as much as you see me shining bright, right? You know, he's drawn to the symbolisms of the darker realms. And for spiritual reasons, I'm not surprised, but I'm not against it either. I am with the limitless. Okay? There are those of you, and this is not a matter of, oh, I'm so curious and I just want to be I want to be contrary. There are those of you who genuinely need to work the darker channels for a reason. For a reason. There are those of you that have the ability and you have the assignment to ride those darker currents and have the power to be able to not drown in those places and be consumed. Because that's one of the areas where people go from feeling empowered to not realizing when they are being used. So once there's a level of comfort, then it's time to move into the discomfort of discipline and learning how to truly navigate, how to speak the language, how to control, how to direct. Moonchild said, I can't get enough of the darker realms. I love the heaven realms, but the darker realms call to me so strongly. I feel so empowered when I experience darker moments in life. It gives me the drive I need. And so you just spoke to the message. Some of y'all are so locked in to the struggle as a part of your chemical that gets you going that you almost trip yourselves up in order to receive the lashing that will motivate you to the next level. The higher realms are harder to sustain because they require you to have your own internal generator of energy. They require you to tap in and to all the way activate your God particles. It's like constantly going back to your mama's house just to remind yourself you don't want to live in your mama's house. Now, oh yeah, I need to get on my grind. So yeah, shit is fucked up. Let me go back. Let me go back to that basement. Let me get uncomfortable again. Be like, all right, I'm in this darkness. I'm in this grind. I'm fighting all my demons. I'm fighting all my demons. I'm fighting all my demons. Really? Are you? Are you uncomfortable with progress? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Do you start fights just so that you can feel connected? Some people do. They just not really exploring that. But this breath work is going to do some of that work and get you clear. I'm not saying, I just said everyone has a particular mission. Everyone has a particular mission. It's one or the other. Have you mastered it yet? No? Let's keep doing the work. Okay? Um you are going to be able to incorporate this pranayama with your scrying mirrors. I want you to focus first on this 15 minutes with the self. Because the information and the downloads that will come through the scrying mirrors and the crystal ball will distract you. And then you will move outside of the self into like fishing for or anticipating another experience. And there's nothing greater than you. Everything you're going to experience and see is still a part of you. And that's part of the frustration too. Boy, I got to sit with myself for 15 minutes and breathe. Longest 15 minutes of my life. Y'all going to tell me if I'm telling the truth or not. Y'all going to come back to this video after 2 days and let me know. I find it interesting. It's 1 hour 11 minutes, right? But I find it interesting that there is a level of higher vibration that can be irritating, but it's irritating to what part of you? Man, it's another conversation. We could get into it. We can build. We can build more on those conversations when we get in person, um, or we just have some conversations. But do y'all have any other questions in regards to this assignment? My fairies. My fairies know about some shadow work. That's definitely a shadow work question. All right, fam. So thank you for being here with me. Peace, love, and bliss. Don't forget to do what? Drink your water and mind your business. I'll talk with y'all later. Let me see that homework, please, and thank you.